Hi, cutie. That was not planned, I swear. I was gonna say, welcome back. Now I'm just welcome back to my podcast, to my YouTube. And before you say anything, I have lost one of my nails. So let's have a moment of silence for my nail. Okay, that's enough. So today, substitute for my cats is Kickboxing Kitty. Kickboxing Kitty has toe beans, which I think is really important to mention. No, stay here. She's a little shy, but she's the plushie I made because I felt like making a plushie, and she's the prototype. I'm gonna get more. They're gonna be a little bit smaller, and I still don't know when I'm gonna get them. Maybe they rip me off because I've been waiting forever for them to come. But anyway, this is Kickboxing Kitty, Kiki for short. And I love her. She's really cute. And she's here today and will be by our side. If that's not enough for you, we can also take Singapore Kitty. And here you go. And Donut Kitty, Pusheen Kitty. Okay, so this is our kitty army for today. I have more, but calm down. Let's settle with this. Can you sit? Please sit. Okay, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Also, I have a new punching bag and I'm really excited about that. See that? It's a whole setup. Isn't that cool? Then, before you ask, yes, I am wearing pants, but it's like 1,000 degrees and they're short. So another reason to tune in to the Cats, Coffee and Kickboxing YouTube channel if you're listening to this as a podcast. And yeah. Oh man, this is so fucked up. This was not going to be my intro at all, but here I am. Here we are. Here we all are. Are you still here? I hope so. Okay, let's dig in. Or dive in, better than dig in. But my camera angle was a little shaky last time, I've been told. I apologize. This might be because I'm just a lazy bitch and I'm doing this on my bed. But now, like, I have 2 mattresses, and if I move now, it's not shaky. Only the kitties are shaky, but the camera is not shaky because it's on the other mattress. So we're good. I hope we're good. Also, oh yeah, I'm going to have the opportunity, which is really exciting for me, to have a talk at a small event, and it's going to be about how not to be a victim and letting go of victim mentality. It's going to be both like physical and mental, how you can prevent violence, but also how you can prevent being abused mentally or abusing yourself actually mentally. And I'm going to give this talk. It's a small setup, but I'm really excited. So I figured, hey, why not make a podcast out of this? Because it's a really, really important topic in my books. And yeah, let's talk about this. So as always, we're going to start off with just defining what a victim mentality actually means. And again, I'm going to quote my good friend Wikipedia. Victim mentality means victim mentality is an acquired personality trait in which a person tends to recognize or consider themselves a victim of the negative actions of others and to behave as if this were the case in the face of contrary evidence of such circumstances. So to be clear, what I really want to emphasize is that, of course, you can be a victim. Of course, people are victims of violent crime, of abuse, of bullying, whatever. People can absolutely be victims. I'm not trying to take that away from anybody. Of course not. Those experiences are horrible. I don't wish them upon anybody. This is why I do what I do. And I just want to emphasize this. But the victim mentality is when you see yourself, and this is where the second part of this definition I think is really important. A victim mentality is if you feel like a victim, even in the face of contrary evidence of such circumstances. So you kind of feel like you're always the victim, even if the evidence points to something else.
Hi you guys, editing Tanya here. I just watched the video and it sounds really bad at this point. So I want to make it clear that I do make a difference here between being a victim of a crime and putting yourself into victim mentality, as the name suggests, mentally. So one thing is the physical component of how to avoid becoming a victim, and the other one is how to avoid always feeling like you're a victim mentally. So these are two things I want to distinguish, and it's not the same. I didn't make that clear enough. I hope this clears it up for you. They kind of intertwine sometimes. This is why I'm trying to bring them together, but I just want to make this clear. I hope we're good on that. Thanks, bye. Also, I want to make it clear that if you ever been a victim of abuse, of harassment, of bullying, of a crime, it's not your fault. No matter what you did, it's not your fault. It never is. Please know that. And I hope I said it all by now. Bye.
And I've known people like that. I think you probably know people like that. Maybe you kind of feel yourself like you're sometimes stuck in this victim mentality. I know I was for a long time. And let me just help you unravel where it comes from and how we can just take control back of our own lives. And this video or this podcast is split into different sections. Also, as always, I want to talk about, first of all, I want to talk about your upbringing. Then I'm going to talk about how to observe your behavior. Then part 3 is going to be how to overcome the situation that you're in or the situation that you put yourself in. And part 4 is how to become a person that comes out of victim mentality and becomes stronger, more confident, and takes back control of their own life. So yeah, let's just dive right in. The upbringing, part 1, upbringing. Of course, your parents are a big factor of how they shape your mentality, right? I'm not saying if you have a victim mentality, it's because of your parents, but you know how these things work. Usually or oftentimes we kind of observe what our parents are like and kind of inherit those traits sometimes. And we don't even recognize it. We go through life and all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, I'm just like my mom, or I'm just like my dad. And sometimes it's worth to just take a look and see what they have been like and what you're like in certain situations. Maybe you even inherited a trait that you don't like about your parents. I know I love my parents, but I know I have some traits that I did not like appreciate too much in them. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, I have that same thing. So, but it takes observing, but this is like the next part we're getting into. So you can inherit certain traits from your parents, your upbringing, the people influencing you as you grow up. That's a big, huge factor. It can be also an aunt, an uncle, your siblings, whatever, your friends, the people you surround yourself with, right? People you surround yourself with have a big influence on you. Your parents can raise you to be the best human possible. If you hang out with fucked up people, it's just gonna fuck with you. Let's be clear. And or this way I see it. And Also, not just your upbringing of the people and the society that influences you, but also your experiences as you grow up, as you get older. Maybe you've been a victim of harassment or abuse. I hope you weren't, but let's be real, a lot of people, or too many people still are. Maybe you've been a victim of bullying. You've got bullied in school, and you just kind of got pushed into being a victim, or got kind of pressured into being a victim. And sometimes these things just go on. I'm sorry. Almost died. Sometimes these things just go on and on and on and on for years, especially like bullying in school, right? Once you're the target of the bully and you don't have any option to switch schools, that's your life, which is terrible. But a lot of kids are stuck in that cycle where they get bullied again and again over years, and that really fucks you up mentally, and that can actually lead to you, in my opinion, this is not like a study or anything, it's just what I'm saying, that can probably lead to you feeling like you're stuck or getting stuck in that victim mentality, which is understandable, but doesn't mean that you should stay there. Also, or the next part I want to get into is observe. So everything I said right now is something that you need to recognize in yourself. Okay, if you feel like you might have a victim mentality, or you might lean towards having a victim mentality, ask yourself, how was my upbringing? This is the observe part. We talked about upbringing and how other people influence you and how you see yourself. Now it's time to observe. How was I raised? What happened to me when I was small or when I was a kid? And how did that shape me? And one really big factor here is your thoughts and the way you talk, the sentences that come out of your mouth. A lot of times we say things that when you listen to yourself sound really horrible, like the way we talk to ourselves or about ourselves. Like, these are small things sometimes, like apologizing for something you don't need to apologize for, because it's not your fault, or just kind of be like, oh, I'm so stupid, I did this again, or I did that again, or just, oh, why did I do this again? It's always the same thing. It's sometimes just like how we talk about ourselves in front of others or to ourselves. This is what I'm saying. The way we talk and also the way we think, our thoughts, they really influence us. And this is a very big thing, you guys. The way we think, I know you've heard this before, but it's true. The way we think and talk to ourselves on the inside, also on the outside, but also on the inside, that's a huge thing. If I tell myself, I'm not good at this, I can't do this, you set yourself up for failure. And that really, really, really has a big power over you. So the way you talk to yourself and the way you talk about yourself in front of others, that is crucial here. And I think you really have to learn to observe these things. Maybe you can ask somebody for help. Maybe you can I don't know, go to your coworkers, your friends, your sister, your brother, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and be like, hey, I noticed that I'm not like really gentle with myself. Can you please help me point out the sentences that I make where I'm like being mean to myself or degrading myself or just putting myself down or making myself smaller than I am? Because other people can help you to recognize these situations. And with your self-talk, well, you're on your own. You have to be honest with yourself. Every time something happens or you do something that might leave you feel ashamed a little bit, or like you did something wrong. I mean, the workplace, right, is full of situations like that. Maybe you made a mistake, because we all do. Maybe you made a mistake, and after, like, when you made that mistake and you feel bad, try to learn to observe your thoughts in that very moment. Are you going to think, oh, I fucked it up again. Of course I did. I'm just bad at this. Or are you going to think, oh, okay, so yeah, I did fuck it up. Why? Because of this and this and this. Okay, so what am I going to do about it so it doesn't happen again? And are you giving yourself grace and like just being nice to yourself, understanding? And I'm not saying like be like, oh, no big deal, it's okay, because sometimes it's not. Sometimes you did fuck up, and you have to you have to acknowledge that. But you can be like, okay, I fucked up, damn it, I feel bad, I shouldn't have done this, but it happened, it's okay, let's move on, let's take precautions so it won't happen again. That's a different thing than just saying, well, you're so stupid, or you're so bad at this, or whatever. So I think a big part also of coming out of victim mentality is, when you observe your thoughts, is to find a solution so it won't happen again. I mean, I know I say this all the time, but it's true. I have ADHD, and I had to learn this big time, that I used to, I mean, it started out with, okay, I make a mistake. Oh, damn it, I'm so bad at this, I won't ever do this again. I just suck at this, I won't touch it anymore. To, oh, okay, oh, I have ADHD, so I'm probably bad at this because of my ADHD. So, okay, I fucked this up because I have ADHD. Oh, well, I have ADHD. So what are you going to do? Which is, in my opinion, also sort of a victim mentality, because you make yourself, or I made myself, victim of my ADHD. And when the right path, the path to empowering yourself, no matter what your circumstances, is, okay, I fucked this up, probably because I didn't listen, or because I didn't take notes, or because my ADHD came into play. So now, and this is the important part, what am I going to do so it won't happen again? Because if you always fuck up at the same thing, you're always going to feel shitty about it. And you're always going to be like, I'm no good. I'm no good at this. I'm no good at that. When in reality, we can just learn how to do things. But there are different paths to get there. Like for me, I have to write down everything, everything. And I also had to say this, like I had to communicate with my sister. My sister is my boss, actually. So I had to communicate with her and be like, hey, okay, listen, whenever you give me stuff to do, I will write it down. Give me the time I need to write it down in my words, so I can do this thing for you. So I will remember what you said, what you wanted me to do, and I can do it. And that was huge. That was huge. And that was just me. I mean, you find your own solution. But I think victim mentality is something that at first it's like, okay, I feel really bad because I fucked something up. Okay, I'm no good at this. I'm just pushing it away because it's negative, because it's no fun. I just bottle it up and off it goes till next time. And then there's like this middle part of, okay, I fucked it up. Oh, because I'm not so good at this. Oh, it's okay, I'm not so good at this. Which is like not so bad, but still not optimal. But, and then there's, okay, I fucked this up. Why did I fuck it up? Okay, because of this and this and this. Okay, what can I do to not fuck it up in the future? I can learn this, I can learn that, I can write down this, I can blah, 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 blah. And this empowers you, because next time you have the same problem, you run into the same problem, and you know how these things work. They always come back to you. Next time you run into the same problem, you can be like, okay, I took measures to make it better, and it will get better. And maybe you always have to fine tune like a little bit on how you get better at things, but eventually you'll be fine. Even if you're the weirdo who always just writes down every single fucking thing. I do this, I'm guilty of that, but it helps me to stay focused, and I know I'm just gonna do the thing and be able to do the thing, and everybody's gonna be happy at the end. And I think this is really important, and this is how you get out of victim mentality. This is a big part. Observe and find ways to get better at it. Um, and remember to recognize how you talk to yourself. This is really important too. So how do we overcome this? I just gave you an example of how we overcome like things that we fail at again and again, or things that we think we're bad at. We can learn everything, remember that. But how do we overcome also like the negative thoughts in our head, or if we talk negative about ourselves? I am sure that you can retrain your brain to be more positive and to talk positively about yourself. So I said you have to recognize how you talk to yourself. Once you kind of nailed that and you see how you talk to yourself, in this moment where you catch yourself saying something negative, replace it with something positive. A big thing, for example, is when you catch yourself thinking, well, I'm just not good at that. Replace it with, I'm not good at this yet. If you think I can't do this, replace it with, I can learn this, or I can't do this yet, but I can get there. Of course, you don't have to do this with every single mini thing. I mean, there's just some things I'm not good at, and it's okay. But there are many things where we want to be good at, or we want to get better, but we're just like, well, I just can't do it. And that's too easy, guys. That's too easy. This is not how you unlock your potential. This is not how you get better and happier and more fulfilled. If you're honest with yourself, there are some things you're bad at and some things where it's okay to be like not good. And those are your own things. You choose what you can let go of, what is not important. Like if you're not good at cleaning the bathroom, then, oh well, sucks. But hey, that's just how it is. Or you can say, man, but I want my bathroom to be like sparkly clean because this is really important to me. So I will learn how to get better at it. You know what I mean? A weird example, I know. I just cleaned the bathroom yesterday. I'm good at it, actually. I would say. Don't know if my boyfriend agrees. I think what it comes down to is also self-love, how your relationship with yourself is. And I'm not going to get into this too much, or otherwise I'm just going to be here talking for an hour or so, which is not my goal. But self-love is key, I think. And you have to give yourself permission first to replace the bad thoughts or the not so good thoughts with positive ones. And then do it. Recognize it in the moment where you have a bad thought. Recognize that bad thought about yourself and replace it with something that is just a truth. Like, okay, I'm no good at this. Okay, I'm not no good at this yet. If I want to, I can get better at it. And I mean, it's not going to work if you're going to say, well, I'm just a worthless piece of shit. If that's the case, I think you need some help, really. But if you're just kind of beating yourself up for something that you think you can do better, then just tell yourself, I can get better, and then do it. Get better at it. And I know it's easier said than done, but this is not a simple process. Or it's simple, but it's not easy. But replacing your bad thoughts about yourself with more positive ones that allow you to see the potential behind it, that is a huge thing. And it can also help you to just write down some nice things about yourself, and or some replacement sentences like, I'm not good at this yet, I can't do this, but I can learn. All these type of things, this can really help you. And you can just like write it down and look it up whenever you feel stuck, or when you're too much in this dark place. And maybe you feel like you're always being a victim of circumstances of what others do. But I really ask you to look at the big picture and observe it. Put your emotions out of the situation and observe it from the outside. And really write down what the facts are and be honest with yourself and really ask yourself, was that really somebody else's fault? Or maybe was it my own? Because getting out of victim mentality and being nice to yourself doesn't mean you don't recognize your mistakes. It's the opposite. You do recognize your mistakes, but you don't beat yourself up for them. You see where you went wrong, and you forgive yourself for making a mistake, and then you find ways how to avoid it in the future or how to get better at it. And that's how you get out of this type of mentality. And part 4 is, oh yeah, no, before I move on, I know not everybody is, but I'm a big fan of fake it till you make it. Because sometimes in order to learn something new, we have to put ourselves in a place as if we were already there to become the person who we want to be. So in this case, if you feel like you're stuck in this victim mentality, you can train yourself to get out of it. And the way to train yourself to get out of it is by just acting like you already are. Like, ask yourself, what would a person who does not have a victim mentality do right now? How would this person talk? What would this person do? And this can really help you to, after a while, just get into this automatically. And it starts out with habits, but it just becomes your personality in time. Yeah, okay, part 4 is how to become this person, which I just told you, but part 4 is more about, like, if you feel like you're in too deep and you don't see how you can get out of this, ask people for help. What I said earlier, ask other people to help you observe how you talk about yourself, and also find professional help, because I think it's really important to just find somebody to talk to, and somebody you trust, or a professional. Sit down and tell this person, hey, I feel like I'm stuck in this negative cycle. I don't like myself. I talk bad about myself and I'm in too deep. I need somebody to help me get out of this. And people can coach you out of that. So it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to get help. And yeah, that's basically it. Get help if you need it. Ask other people to help you observe yourself, and then work your way out from there. Remember, if you know the path, just take one step after the other. You'll eventually get there. It doesn't have to be a straight line. It can be like this, but hey, just put one foot in front of the other and you're going to be fine. So also, I want to talk about these 4 parts, but more in a sense of the self-defense, like the physical part of coming out of victim mentality. What is really interesting and sad too is that the Office for National Statistics of the UK says that more than half, 51%, of adults who were abused as children experienced domestic abuse in later life, which is crazy to me. It feels like patterns are always repeating, and it feels like once we're stuck in this victim mentality, whether no matter whose fault it is, it's hard to get out. And that's, yeah, that makes it really tough, right? So when I walk you through these parts again, but I'm going to talk about the physical things. I hope this is a help. I always feel like psychologically, is that a word? No, it is. Mentally, let's call it mentally. I always feel like mentally and physically, these things go together so tightly. They're woven together so tightly that the mental way you think about yourself and you talk to yourself represents the way you present yourself on the outside. I'm convinced of this. So I think even if you've been a victim of abuse, harassment, whatever, these steps, the mental steps, can really help you get out of this. But again, let's go back to the physical things. Like, I do self-defense trainings, and a big thing, or the biggest part, is how to prevent being a victim. It's not necessarily techniques. How can I like beat someone up if I have to? Because these, to be honest, rarely work. The biggest part is your mental state and how to prevent getting attacked in the first place. Because maybe, remember, I've said it earlier in an earlier podcast, you are more likely to become a victim if you look like an easy target. Because somebody who wants to attack you for whatever reason will look for an easy target. They don't want to put up a fight. They want an easy target. So, and I think it's the same in bullying, kind of. People want easy targets. So if you train yourself mentally to come out of the state, you can also train yourself physically. And what that means, part one, again, let's go back to the upbringing. Especially as women, girls, we can get really fucked when we grow up. And I mean, it's in a way of, we can really, how do I say this? Some people, some cultures emphasize this whole virginity thing so much, or put your worth as a woman to being pure. Like, they tie your worth to being pure so much that you just can't help but grow up with a guilty conscience around topics like sex, intimacy, and just kind of living yourself, expressing yourself, maybe even like dressing as if you were like short shorts, and I think this can really fuck with your head, and it will also lead to you being less, like, your self-esteem is gonna take a hit, and that shows in the way you present yourself. And I don't mean like the way you dress and stuff. I mean how you walk, for example. Like, your upbringing can make you feel ashamed or uncomfortable in your body, which can lead you to more walk like this, for example, instead of, here, let me put the camera back. If you walk like this, you're like shoulders slouched inward, you're walking fast, you're kind of just looking over your shoulder like this because you're uncomfortable, you will be more likely to become a victim than if you walk upright, proud, your head is up, you look where you're going, you watch where you're going, and you're going to be alert. That's a very big difference. And if your upbringing is more of, you have to be ashamed of your body, or you have to hide your body and don't talk, or don't flirt with strangers, just be careful, be mindful of what you say, you have so many obligations and things and so much shame around so many topics that you're automatically closing, like, you're closed up, you're scared, you're unsure, you're unaware, you don't know what you're supposed to do. Instead of, if your upbringing is somebody who lifts up your personality, who encourages you to be yourself and to doesn't like put all these restrictions on you, you're gonna be more confident and it's gonna show. So if you walk more upright, proud, you're less likely to become a victim than if you're scared and uncertain and unsure. And this is also something, let's go to part two, that you can observe. If you walk somewhere, observe the way you walk, especially if maybe it's a little dark. I'm not saying walk in the dark alleys at night to observe yourself. Please don't do that. But just, these situations where we're kind of unsure because our surroundings, maybe we're all alone, maybe it's dark, maybe there's a stranger and looks kind of creepy. Be aware of your body language and how you present yourself. And observe how you act. Also observe, do I have my phone in my hand? Or do I have headphones on, like all closed up because I'm scared? Like the little kid hiding under the blanket or under the bed. It's not gonna help. Monster's gonna know where you are, right? It's gonna know you're occupied and you can't see anything. You're under the covers. You can't see anything. Monster's gonna know where you are. That's stupid. Don't do that. So, same thing when you're when you observe your phone, like you look at your phone and you have your headphones on and you're like in your little bubble of well-being because you're scared. Damn girl, that's a good victim, because this person's not alert, not confident. This person is in their own world where it's easy to intrude from the outside. But if you're upright and you see what's going on and you look like you're going to put up a fight, you don't wear headphones, you don't have your phone in your hands, maybe you have it nearby to alert somebody if you have to, but you don't look at it, but you look at what's going on, you're less likely to be attacked. So observe how you act, and then again, overcome, retrain yourself. I know it's scary sometimes, I know there's scary situations, but if you can put up a confident act, it will only benefit you. Yeah, and the part 4 is, well, automatically you will become this person. If you do it often enough, you will become this person. And also part 4 was a big thing, a big topic of part 4 was find help or ask for help. And also it's the same if you're in a situation where you could where it looks like you could be attacked or harassed or whatever, ask somebody for help. You can ask other people around you for help. And because people also, like, if something happens, or like, let's say you're sitting in a train, right? Like here in Switzerland, we have a ton of trains and we ride them all the time. And there have been situations in my life, and I've heard it from other people too, where you're alone in the train, or you're not alone, but like there's not a lot of people around, and you ride the train and some stranger is like across from you and starts, let's say, touching your knee. That happened to me before. The wrong thing to do would be that freeze moment, that, oh, I don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna stay there and not do anything. That would send the wrong message. The right thing to do, right? It always depends on the situation, but what I want to say, like, the thing that would be more effective is hand away, like push the hand away. Don't be aggressive, but just like brush it away and be confident. And maybe what you can also do is stand up and walk away. And if you can, let's say maybe there's another person sitting across from you that's more trustworthy, stand up and go sit next to that person and tell that person what's happening, or ask somebody for help. This can really also help you to get out of situations that are a little sketchy. And I know, again, it always depends on the situation. I don't want to tell you, do this is the only right thing to do. It's not. It's always, circumstances are always different. But I'm just saying, do something. Ask people for help. Be confident. Fake confidence if you have to. It's gonna make a difference. Act as if you would put up a hell of a fight if it comes down to that. I'm not saying be aggressive. That doesn't help. But be confident. Don't show them that you're scared. I think these are important things. And so I hope I kind of found a way to make this or to present this in an understandable way, that victim mentality can be mental. And if you overcome the mental part, you can also overcome situations where you might be, where you are in a situation where you might be prone to be a victim. So yeah, I hope this helps you. It's been a little bit all over the place, but these tips, I mean, they have helped me a lot to get more confident and to own what I can't do and what I can do in a good way, and to transfer like what I can't do into what is possible to do. And I think that's huge. Once you overcome that barrier of this is not for me, like this is what I can do, here's the border, here's what I can't do, it can be a bridge. Like the I can't do this yet, I can learn how to do this, and training yourself can be a bridge to unlocking your potential. And that's really what it comes down to. And same thing, or yeah, same thing when you have to defend yourself. You can't like come out of this. I think it comes down to come out of this freeze moment and find a way, because your potential is on the other side. And yeah, that's that. I hope you liked this episode, which was all over the place, but yeah, leave a comment what you think, what your thoughts are about this topic, and whether you got what I was trying to get across. I hope you did. Also, you can buy me a coffee online. Did you know? If you like this episode, if you like my tips, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Tanja Mader, TANJAMADER, and buy me a coffee. I love coffee, you know it. I forgot my intro, but hey, we're all learning. Well, at least I am. And also join me on Instagram at It's Up to You Personal Training, and on my podcast, Fight for Love. You can find it on Spotify and iTunes, and my YouTube, Cats, Coffee, and Kickboxing. Also on LinkedIn, I'm Tanja Mader. Again, it's TANJAMADER. And yeah, that's that. Remember, you are stronger than you think, and I will see you next time. Bye.